She has many audio downloads available on her website, which include telepathic communication with animals, light language, and her light language audios include mantis transmissions, light language with mantis beings, deeper heart openings, awakening consciousness, dolphin light and joy for opening the heart. And also she has an e-course on communicating with star beings. She is talking today about being a hybrid and walk-in aspects, light languages, and so much more. It's just going to be so exciting as Jacquelin shares more. So we're so grateful, honored, and glad that you're here and going to share so much of your wisdom and consciousness with us. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to you, Jacquelin, but I'll be in the background until
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a great experience, everyone.
Yeah. So for those of you who might not be familiar with who I am, I'm Jacquelin Smith. And when my mother was pregnant with me, she was taken aboard a starship. And the star beings on that ship injected her with a cocktail, we could say, of 7 different types of star being DNA. And so I was injected with, we could say, that cocktail. So that's why I refer to myself as a hybrid, since I was genetically altered. Of course, in the larger sense, we are all hybrids. We're all mixes of different kinds of races and that. So, and I had the wonderful opportunity and experiences to be on the starship starting at about age 3, and got to interact with various star beings, all kinds of star beings, the mantis, the Arcturians, tall white Zeta masters. There were other beings that humanity is less familiar with, who actually look like tall plants that move around. They are not stationary like we think of the ones here on Earth. So I had this incredible upbringing on a starship when I was very young, in classes at night, and became much more evolved when I was a child by that genetic intervention, we could say. And there were other children on the ship as well, who we could say I was in school with them. And we learned all kinds of talents and skills. These actually, our skills and talents were enhanced by how the different things we were being taught. Things simple as creating a mental image in my mind, we could say, of an animal, and then projecting it onto a holographic screen that they had on the ship. And on the walls of the ship, it's a holographic ship, but there really are nothing is solid on the ship, were light language symbols. And so I used to stick my fingers in these light language symbols or codes, and they would come off the walls and they would dance through me and with me. And what they were doing was raising my frequencies. And I loved being on the ship. It was all about unconditional love. The beings there were all loving, that I had the opportunity to be raised by or interact with. I loved being there. And I was in a group there with 8 children. So we were taught how to telepathically communicate at very, very deep levels. So telepathic communication is very natural for me. My whole life has been a journey about understanding who I am. I do consider myself a bridge, being able to share with others what it's like to be a star being and human, of course, and sharing those different perspectives, which is always great fun for me to be able to do that. It has taken quite a while for me to adjust to being here in this density on Earth. But I'd like to talk a little about the mantis beings. I've been doing a lot of communications with them. They were on the ships. I had a teacher named Vina who was a mantis, and she taught me how to telepathically communicate with all kinds of beings. So I came in naturally being an animal communicator. I've been an animal communicator for over 40 years and love to work with people with their animals. All the animals are from other star systems, and also communicate with star beings. For me, it's very natural to communicate with star beings. So I work with many people, helping them to get in touch with their star families, to support their experiences, to talk with them about their experiences as well. And also a light language. I love speaking light languages. So with talking about the mantis, again, they have been bringing me many communications. So briefly, the mantis are very highly evolved beings. They are master geneticists. They actually helped to create the cosmic grids throughout the cosmoses. There are, there isn't just one cosmos, there's many. And the mantis beings have helped to create the grids for a number of these other cosmoses. What I love about the mantis beings is, with the highly evolved beings that they are really fun, and they make me laugh a lot. They can see the bigger picture of something and yet know the details of things. They're very focused on cosmic evolution in the bigger sense of watching over other star systems as well as Earth. They love Earth, and they are always checking in on our environment here through those who are the praying mantises here on Earth, who they actually created. And also what the mantis beings are very childlike, but not childish. And I really enjoy that about them. And I had interactions with them, like I said, on the ship as teachers. Also with one mantis, we joined our life forces and created hybrid children. That was an amazing experience for me, because these mantis children grew up as quickly as the mantis would choose to have them grow up. So when I saw these mantis babies come out of celestial light, we could say celestial embryos of light, they were really young, and then before my eyes, they were growing up. And we could say in their teens, well, I was watching them a few minutes later. During this time, the mantis beings are being guides for us. They always have been, but they are more present now because of everything that's going on with the solar activity that has been heightened. There's more light, there's more plasma pouring over the earth, in the earth, around the earth. And what the mantis were showing me, I could see this clairvoyantly, is how the grids are dissolving, the old grids are dissolving, and how new grids are being formed. And they are being guides for us, assisting with this, as well as other star beings as well. So we have the opportunity now as a race, as humanity, to really come in to fulfilling our potential, to being who we truly are. We are all light. We are all joy. We are all love. And the junk DNA, which of course is not junk, carries the key codes for our changes with our DNA. So there are many light codes that are opening now with all the shifts going on that, it just wasn't time yet to do that in the past, but the time is certainly now. So in opening to the light codes, we have, the wonderful opportunity again to really experience the different talents and skills that we all have innately, all the clairs, clairvoyant, clairsentient, all of those things, being more intuitive. I think one of the key messages that I keep being told by the star beings is to be heart-centered. The mantis beings and many other star races are heart-centered. And so it's really a time for us to listen to and pay attention to what our hearts are telling us, how they want to guide us. The mantis came and shared with me, we could call it a frequency or a mantra, that I thought I would like to share with all of you today, which can help bring you into your heart and connect you with both of your brains, your brain in the head and the brain in the gut. So it's very simple. And the idea is to feel it, to feel in your body, to feel in your heart what this feels like. So I'm going to just walk you through that now, so you'll have that to be able to play with if you decide you'd like to do that. So the frequency the mantis beings gave me is Ushama. These are frequencies that activate, that open the heart, that get us connected to ourselves. So starting with that, all you need to do is take a couple deep breaths. And with that, you can put your hand over your heart. Just a few deep breaths, relaxing, allowing your bodies to feel relaxed, allowing your chakras to be open. So I'm going to start with my hand over my heart. Shama. 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 And just feeling those vibrations in your heart. Shama. Shama. Feeling your heart opening. Ita, feeling your heart opening. Shama. Just notice how that feels. How good it feels to allow your heart to be open. Shama. Shama. And then moving your hand to your third eye, to your brain. This will activate the pineal, the third eye. Shama. 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 Just feel things opening, energies shifting, releasing the old. Ula kalakaiya, mahatakaya katahala, ushakala kokokora naha. Shama. 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 And moving your hand down to your abdominal area. This is where the second brain is at. And Shama. 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 Just breathing. Shama. Taking a deep breath. Shama. And connecting down here. Shama over your abdominal area, and that it helps the sacrum to open, the first two chakras to open and connect all the way up your spine to back through your heart and up into your brain, just connecting all of who you are. Shama. And then bringing your hand from the abdominal area back to the heart. Shama. 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 So it's important to notice what you feel. And after doing this, you will feel much more connected to yourself and to your heart. And again, during this time, it's so important for all of us to listen to our hearts, to live from our hearts. And it's a time where there's so much going on in the world where the mind can get really drawn off into all kinds of things where we get lost in the mind. And so it's important to keep coming back to the heart. So I hope you'll enjoy playing with that. And I wanted to mention how important also light languages and star languages are during this time. There are many people globally who are speaking light and star languages. And that's because of the light codes opening up in the junk DNA as well. And when we speak light languages or star languages, it activates the light codes within us. It bypasses mind ego, and it activates our bodies. Our bodies understand, our chakras understand, our blueprint understands. Every cell of our being understands light language and the star languages that are being spoken. So remember that all the languages that we speak here on Earth come from the stars. So some of them may sound familiar to you, some may not. That's okay. Any interpretation is not really important. A lot of times they do get interpretation. But the key thing is to play with it, to express it. I have a number of free downloads at my site with the light languages, with the star languages. And so it is speaking light, and we are light. So it can only help to get us in touch with who we are at the core. And so I love light language. It's very joyful. It's fun. Some people, you can speak it, you can dance it, you can use your fingers to speak it. So whatever way might come natural to you. But it's great fun. And I do feel it is a part of our evolutionary steps that we are currently taking. Everyone has the ability to speak light languages. It is within us. And during this time, as I mentioned, many people globally are speaking the light languages. I learned the star languages when I was a little girl on the ship at 3 years old, which was great fun for me. I was interacting with all these different beings who were speaking different frequencies. And so I had the wonderful opportunity to learn all these different star languages, which I still speak, and have the opportunity to share with others. That I do light language sessions with people. And the light language is wonderful. It clears away old patterns, which is what we are doing right now in a much bigger way than we ever have before, and that we will continue to do. It helps us to get aligned with our authentic self and aligned with our souls, with Source, with all of who we are. And so I think that with the new Earth manifesting, coming into being, with her releasing all of her old baggage, we are doing that too, along with her. So speaking the light languages, and that help us to connect to ourselves, to the new Earth, to Source, because everything is light. So it's great fun to speak the light languages. And I'm going to be teaching a course on light language next year. So, and also, I wanted to share an activation for humanity and for the new Earth from the mantis. And so if everyone would like to just take a few deep breaths and relax and just let go of any worries, concerns, or stress. And just feel your breath moving through your body. You can close your eyes, allowing your chakras to open, allowing yourself to be grounded. Feel as though you have roots growing from your feet, going deep into the new earth. You can ground into the new earth at this point. And so just relax from the top of your head through the tips of your toes, feeling comfortable. And just notice with this activation what you feel in your body. That's really important, that we know what we feel in our bodies. You might feel heat, coolness, tingling, or anything else. You might feel chakras shifting, because with all the changes that are taking place, our auras are changing. Our energies are literally shifting within our bodies, within our chakras, within our auras. So this activation will bring you peace and activate you into being more open to the light codes within yourself and all the light codes that are happening with Earth. That Earth is creating a number of new light codes as well. So again, if everyone would just close your eyes, take a few deep breaths and relax. I did want to mention that with the mantis, when there's clicking, those are light codes. Okay, back into breathing, relaxing, feeling comfortable, feeling open. Sokoda ulakarikirikira, ushukura mahala katikia, usukulu kodokorakara kalahina katahaya, usukura mahatari talalahita, umakarikirikarakara, usukura karikiriki, usukura kara inna karakarikia, usukura karakarahata, musukura kalahata, usukura karikia nahala, umahala karita naha, ulahana korokora karakara. Musura, usukure kare karaka, muhula kare 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 karaka, usu ilaha nikea na hotala ita na nahala. Umati kare kare karahara, usikiri kire karahara. Shanana kia la hala karkira, umahala karhana karakura, isukurukurikira, ula karikirikira, umakarakirik ita korsukurikila la hata, ushana hikala la karikira la lata, umahatarikia kara, usukurikirita narada kuruta, alaha, moe talarikia. Nahala kake, isikala karakahala, umahala karikiana, usura karikiana naha, isiana hala karea, unala nakika kaya kahina natai, usukula karakiri karakaraka, usukura karakarikarakara mata, usukura karigala, umahala kariata naha, isi tidera na karikita, usukurikiana hala re. Modera ulalati, umagasita lanahara, umahala karikirikata uta, musukuriki itadata, musukuriata heliakarayata, umahala hayata nanaha, usala hiya, usalekehia, usakurekada, umahala hiyata nanahaya, ulaleyata lekita nanahala kikieka, ulakarikia nakararsuta. Usukutakarekia, Usukurakoro, Ulakarekika kalanaha, Ulakarikatahana, Usukaleleteana, Umakarekita, Jacquelin Koroda Dianaha, Ujati Manahayana Dianaka, Usukalakahana Hanadadadadai, Unakare tai 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 tai. Umala haita. Ulakare kalala. Umahalala kikala katakara. Usakale kilikia mahata. Ula makatasia tanahada kikia. Everyone just take a few deep breaths. Let that move through your bodies. Let that energy, those frequencies, move through the top of your head, through the tips of your toes. Just feeling energized, feeling aligned, feeling in your heart. And so what I like to share is that I love working with the mantis beings. They are so much fun, and they have been, like I said, sharing many messages with me. So we are really walking through many doors at this point. Humanity is, and will continue to do so. So I wanted to mention that my website, JacquelineSmith.com, if anyone wants to check out the free downloads of light language. I also have a free book about the mantis, which I love to share. And also, I'll be giving a webinar on October 22nd about why the hybridization programs matter and what's important about those. So if you're interested in that, you can contact me by going to my website, www.jacquelinesmith.com. Also wanted to mention, yes, my newest book. It's been out for a little while. Star Being in the Mirror. My Journey as a Hybrid is available at my site or through Amazon. I really want to thank Neil for inviting me to be a part of this today. I've had the opportunity to listen to a number of the speakers. I think it's an amazing event that is going on. So with that, I want to thank everyone for sharing today.
Wow, Jacquelin, that was so amazing. I can really feel that. I feel so much more calm too, and that the activations and the light language was so lovely. I would love to ask you, and if anyone has any questions, because we have a little bit of time, but if anyone has any questions, please put them in the comments, and we'll do our best to address those. If you're cool with that, Jacquelin. But I wanted to ask you about the mantis, because I do always, in my mind, I don't know the mantis beings as well, but personally, or intimately, I would say, but I always associate them with the praying mantis that we see in physical form. And you did touch on that. You touched that they were somehow connected, but how could you elaborate on that a little for us?
Yes, the mantis beings shared with me that they created the praying mantises on Earth, and that they can actually look through the eyes of praying mantises to gauge what's going on with the environment, and also to help humans understand that the mantis beings look similar to praying mantises, not exactly, but similar to that.
That's fascinating. I guess that's kind of what I as you're saying it, it's very challenging because, when someone gets an activation, like what you just gave, which was absolutely beautiful, you start coming online, and what happens to people, it happens to all of us, is we're remembering and recalling consciousness that's been within us all along. So it seems like we knew it all along. Because as you're saying it, I'm like, yeah, I think that's what I knew all along. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, maybe that was just what was triggered by your activation, because that's part of what happens. What can I ask you also? What about different kinds of insectoids. What experience have you had with them, or what maybe could you share more about the insectoid races?
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of experience communicating with other with other what you call insectoids, but they're all from other star systems. Just this week, they were sharing, communicating that with me, like the grasshoppers, and
Mm-hmm.
and they don't really refer to themselves as insectoids. That's a category that we put them into. The mantis beings were sharing that they're not insectoids. They're highly evolved beings, but we call the praying mantises here on Earth insectoids and that. So it's a
Mm,
category that humans
mm.
call it.
Very, very awesome. Could I ask you also about the light language that you shared, which is just so beautiful and sweet? And to me, I feel that I can tell the difference of when it's coming from like frequencies that are just so pure versus frequencies of the brain. Or I don't know, what might you share about that? Can you share, because do you first, obviously you teach it, you feel that everyone has the capacity to do light language, or do some people have it and other people don't? And also, how do you discern, or can one discern, between frequencies that are sort of like of the mind, or frequencies that are really coming through from other aspects of dimensional consciousness that are maybe pure?
The light languages come from the heart. It is a light language. I'm sorry, it is a language of the heart.
Mm.
And so you really feel it in the brain. The brain's busy analyzing and might be trying to figure out what's being said. So when we speak the star languages or light languages, it's about just letting them flow through with ease and to just let them come through.